Hello, Internet. I am Torma Ximnus, and welcome to my RTX Roundup / update video. I'll handle the update portion of the video first, and after that, I will go into the RTX Roundup. So, if you'd rather not hear me go on and on and on about plans for the channel and just hear the RTX Roundup, feel free to skip ahead to that if you are viewing this as a recording. If you are here live with me, however, I thank you for joining me. It's great to have you. Now, actually, I should see about opening the feed for my live stream on my page, just so that I can see when people are messaging me. Just give me a second to figure that out here. There we go. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, I can get right back to the update bit, and then I can get to the RTX Roundup bit. So, first of all, I'd like to apologize for the lack of content over the past couple of days. On Monday, there wasn't really much going on because RTX was over. I was basically just waiting for my flight home, which wasn't until the evening. So I basically just wandered around Austin for a bit, made my annual stop over by the Moonshine Bar and Grill, which is right by the convention center and just like kind of like the opposite corner of where the Austin Hilton is, and down the block of it. Dude, they have good steak. It is nice. I liked it last year. I wanted to make sure I had at least a chance to go there this year, so I made sure that I did that before heading out. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I was waiting for my flight back all day Monday, and then I didn't get here until after midnight. And then on Tuesday, I just didn't want to do anything. I needed to recharge and rest up, which was actually kind of a detriment to me, just given the fact that I still have schoolwork I need to finish. I'm currently in the last week of my current semester as far as schoolwork is concerned, because I had a condensed course, only 8 weeks. The week of RTX was week 7, and this is week 8, so I'm finishing things up now. As far as the content that I'm going to be doing, I will be getting to the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I do not know if I'm going to be able to get to that before or after, like whether I'm going to be able to get to that before Saturday or if it'll be on Saturday, because I just got called in for a shift tomorrow, and then I've got a shift Friday. I think I've got Saturday free. I'm hoping I do, because then that means I'll be able to do the recording and you guys will have something to see. Now, as far as Ruby Chibi, I am going to make sure that I have, I want to say, at least 2 episodes queued up. So you're definitely going to get one this Friday, and I think that one is going to be for Pironico, so look forward to that. Beyond that, I'm just going to be continuing with my Let's Play for the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. And I'm going to, well, on my end, I'm going to be doing a bunch of recording for that in just these huge blocks over the course of several days, as soon as I'm able to, because I forget if it's next week or the week after, but sometime in the next 2 weeks, Splatoon 2 comes out. And when that comes out, I want to be able to focus on doing all of the Let's Play recording content for that, getting that knocked out of the way as quickly as possible, so that while I'm showing you that and the remainder of the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy Let's Play material that I'll be working up, you will also be able to see me at least once or twice a week getting into PvP on Splatoon 2 over on my Twitch channel. It's the same thing. blah, blah, blah. It's literally the same name I have here, Torma Ximnus, the Ximnus being with an X. And yeah, so just, I guess, look out for that there when we reach that point. And with all that in mind, let's get straight into the RTX roundup. So, first thing I would like to mention is that RTX was amazing, obviously. I kind of wish I was able to show you guys more than what I had. I feel like I failed a bit, had a bit of a shortcoming in regards to that, because for the most part, you only got like short snippets, except for one longer block when I met Jake the One Man Band over in the dealer's hall or the expo hall, whatever they call it. And that one kind of reached the point where it went on over long but didn't have much in the way of content beyond just showing you a bunch of different things that were in the expo hall while I trailed along behind him for a bit prior to ultimately saying my farewell to him and going back my own way. But it was great to meet Jake One Man Band there. It was great to meet Murder of Birds there. I actually ran into him completely on accident when I went to go visit someone at the Hilton Austin. My room was at the Residence Inn by Marriott this year, partly because it was just more convenient for me as far as positioning, and partly because, dude, free breakfasts every morning. Of course I'm going to take advantage of that. But I just randomly ran into Murder of Birds while I was about to take the elevator up. I was just like, dude, come here! It was great. We got to chat for a quick couple seconds. I think I actually managed to get a quick live stream going with him. I want to say later that day. But yeah, meeting Murder of Birds and Jake One Man Band, definitely some of the biggest highlights. Then one of the next biggest highlights, the Ruby panel. Dude, guys, I want to tell you what happened there, but I can't because spoilers. But let me just say that the next episode of Ruby Chibi, for first members that didn't get to go to RTX or see the live stream, and the next 2 episodes, for those who aren't first members, are going to definitely be interesting. As far as other things, there was a character reveal trailer for Weiss, actually. Normally, I wouldn't feel very comfortable saying anything about that, but apparently there was like a 15-second length piece of footage that was leaked onto YouTube prematurely. I don't know how that happened, but I heard that it wasn't supposed to happen. So apparently you guys get to have like a small sneak peek of what's to come, and you will be seeing the full Weiss trailer towards the end of this week, I believe. And they're doing it in the same style, the same vein as they did for Ruby Rose at the beginning of Volume 4. So that means that this month we get Weiss. I want to say that we'll be getting Blake in August and Yang in September, because those will be the months leading up to the October release date of Volume 5. I believe it's going to be the second weekend of October, and it would make sense to have one character trailer per month leading up to that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the Weiss trailer again. I'm probably going to watch it so many times just because the music is amazing to me, and because the Weiss music, the Weiss-themed music, Mirror Mirror, all that, has always spoken to me on a deeper level. It just feels like, in a way, it feels like I get it, because it's like, I know it's not me in that show. I'm completely different from Weiss. Definitely not rich. Definitely not having all the high society problems, but I feel like I have a connection with that character in the way that I don't have with any of the other main 4 characters, which I find a little interesting because it's the same for Murder of Birds. And in a way, I also have a kind of a connection with Jean, I feel, though that's not something I've really explored as deeply. My apologies, I've gone off at a huge tangent. Let me bring this back to the main point, which is the RTX roundup. So I didn't do a whole lot of shopping in the dealer's room, or rather the expo hall, on Friday because I wasn't entirely sure of my finances, but I reached a point on Saturday where I realized, hey, I guaranteed do have this money, and I will guaranteed have more money on Monday because the second half of my refund check is actually coming through. So this is one of 5 awesome shirts that I got while I was at RTX. I got this and another one for 30 bucks. I believe the other one. Actually, no, I got this along with 2 other shirts for $50 on Saturday. The other 2, I believe, were Fiery Souls, which shows the knight with his Wayhander, and the Dragon Crest shield, and like a fiery dragon or phoenix right behind him, which to me makes a perfect sense because it's like the phoenix rises from the ashes, and the ashen one seeks embers. So to me, that is perfect. And the other one that I got aside from this on that day was a shirt with the Eevee in the middle, showing all the different evolutions jumping out from the top and sides. And that was amazing too. And for the poster, I decided to get the Majora's Mask theme one. I believe I still have that packed away, so I can't really show it to you right now. And then the next day, I decided to get a couple more shirts, one of them being another Legend of Zelda themed shirt titled The Power Within. You don't see the title on the shirts, but it's basically Link standing just behind the Triforce, but it's just covering like the lower part of his leg right here. So everything from the knee up you can see, and then the Triforce is just kind of in front of him. Looks so freaking badass. The other one was titled Galaxy at War, and it's showing Samus going toe-to-toe with Ridley. And oh my gosh, the shirts were just so amazing. I just needed to upgrade my wardrobe because everything I had was so plain. Just plain white shirts, plain blue shirts, plain other shirts. Only a few kind of nerdy shirts. Now I actually have things that I can wear and be happy wearing when I have casual days, and I freaking love that. As I mentioned before, I was able to meet Jake, the one-man band, in the expo hall on Saturday, so I believe I actually ran into him while I was looking around the expo hall. I actually wanted to get an Eevee beanie too, but I completely forgot about getting it until Sunday. And by that point, the Eevee beanie that I wanted to get was completely sold out. There was another stand that was selling a kind of an Eevee beanie, but it just looked like a basic beanie hat with little ears sticking out from the sides and, you know, facial features for Eevee, yada yada. The one I wanted to get had these great big floppy ears, and it was amazing and comfortable, and it was handmade. So good. I really wish that I had gotten it when I'd first seen it. If I had, I would have had it, and maybe I would have been able to show it to you, but dude, Eevee beanie, man. Anyway, I didn't really do much in the way of panels on Saturday, but I did go to the heist room. I was actually one of the first groups in on Saturday. I was determined to make sure that I got in there, preferably with the minimal amount of wait time, hence me jumping on it right in the morning. As a result, though, I ended up missing out on the Death Battle panel because that was capped probably before I even was finished with the heist. Probably even before I got into the heist. So that stunk. But the heist room, it was great. It was littered with clues. There was this weird like rainbow yarn thing. There were ducklings hidden throughout. A Sudoku puzzle you had to figure out. There was there were areas of the wall where it would say things like meth divided by meth equals gun, and like meth minus gun equals duck, something like that. I don't remember all the stuff, but it was a lot of fun. We only just barely managed to get out of there with the cash, and unfortunately, there was some dirty cash in the mix because we didn't really have the time to properly sort through it. As a result, there was a lower amount to be split between us as far as, you know, that big check you see with the photos and everything. Actually, I think I might be able to show that particular photo now because I think I specifically made sure that I had a picture taken with my phone so that I would be able to see it later. Just give me a moment to pull it up. This shouldn't take long. Okay, that actually needs to be deleted. I don't know why that's even there. That doesn't do me anything. Okay, here we go. Let's see. That's 10th, 9th, so that would be July 8th, I want to say. And that'd be towards the beginning. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that's it right there. And oh, there we go. Yeah, and that's me right there with my arms crossed. You can see I'm wearing the Fiery Souls shirt. My apologies, it's kind of blurry. The camera's not really adjusting to the phone so much. Hold on, let me see if I can fix that. And okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's me, arms crossed with the Fiery Souls shirt up in the left next to the old guy. I forget his name, but he was a pretty cool guy. And just to show you a couple more pictures, I actually did take several while I was there. This is one of the more hilarious ones and arguably one of my favorites. I was chatting with this sun bro here in the center, and then the male sun showed up, and then a female sun showed up, and then we have black sun right there in the center. So someone had the idea of having the black sun in front of the sun bro symbol in order to do a solar eclipse. I forget if it was me that had the idea or someone else who had the idea, but it was so good and I just could not pass it up. So obviously, I made sure I got that. Oh, dude, that was one of my favorite parts of RTX. Definitely a highlight. I went to the Ruby First panel as well on Sunday, and dude, that panel was just so good. If you watched Murder of Birds recording that he uploaded to his YouTube channel, you will have heard him say, this panel just completely shits on the previous panel. And I have to completely agree. There was this one segment where we all started seeing Bohemian Rhapsody, and I saw a Roman Torchwick cosplayer off to my left, just right across the aisle from me, and I knew what to do. So I just got up, moved around everyone else that was there, and the song was starting at this point, and there I was with the Roman Torchwick cosplayer, our arms wrapped around each other's shoulders, kind of like this, and singing the song together for at least half of it. It was amazing. I just loved everything about that moment. It was so great. Of course, after that panel, there wasn't really much that I did other than wandering around the expo hall again, which is when I decided, hey, I want to get the Galaxy at War and Power Within shirt. I also remembered that I wanted to get the beanie, but wasn't able to. I also got a pair of gunners, and I don't know why I'm not using them right now. Once I'm done recording this, I'm going to be getting them because I'm either going to get into some recording or I'm just going to get into playing something else. Depends how much longer my folks are away for, because Wednesdays when my dad goes up north to help someone with sound stuff, so my parents usually get back somewhere between 6 and 7. And it's usually closer to 6 when they're going to have dinner made here, and it's usually closer to 7 when they eat out on the way home. So I don't really know which way that's going to go. But yeah, that was pretty great. After that, I went to a Game Attack panel. It was actually one of the last panels, if not the last panel, for Rooster Teeth Convention 2017. And one of the friends that I made there, Leo, he was going to that panel, and I was like, hey, you want to meet up and chill for a bit afterwards? And he said, sure. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, you know, if I'm going to be meeting up with him to chill for a while, I might as well just go to the panel. I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything else. And I want to enjoy the last bit of RTX 2017 while it's still here. And I'm glad I did that because, well, I had no idea what to expect. Apparently, neither did they. They were expecting that there would only be like 10 or 25 people showing up to their panel and that they would have to, it's like only 10 to 25 people, and that they'd just be taking everyone down to the arcade. That was their plan for their panel. But then they realized, oh crap, the room is full. Our plan can't work now. Now we have no plans. They started talking to us in the crowd and telling us to give them ideas of things to talk about. And one thing I said was, do either of you guys have a story for your hats, like the hat on their heads? They said that they didn't have a story for their hats, that they were just hats. But when someone else asked a question about the differences between the hats, one of them actually stated that what they were wearing was a Founder's Hat edition, one of the first three made, and that there was no way he was ever going to be giving that up. And after the panel, I just walked up to him and I was like, I knew that one of you had a story for your hat. I knew it. After that, Leo and I stopped by my room for a bit so I could have a quick change of clothes, just, you know, feel a bit fresher after having been outside for as much as I had been that day, because I actually had spent a goodly portion of the day walking around in the Austin heat when I wasn't in the panel going from one place to another. And then we went and made a short walk over to another hotel where some new friends he made were at, and we just chilled there, played some $1 Million Butt. I grabbed some soda on the way to share. They'd ordered pizza, and they were sharing the pizza, and it was just a good time had by all. And then as far as Monday, well, pretty much mentioned the old song and dance before, but I was basically just trying to find ways to keep myself occupied. I played some $1 Million Butt again while waiting for the time that I had decided I'd be headed to the airport, which I figured was going to be about 2:30, and then calling a Lyft or an Uber or something like that. But one of the people who were in the $1 Million Butt game, and apparently, well, actually the person who had the game, apparently he was waiting on a shuttle bus that was going to be taking him back. That should be showing up to take him back at 2:15 that day. So I decided I was going to jump on that. And he paid for a round trip, so he paid $22. I only had to pay $11 because I was doing a round way trip, so that wasn't an issue. There were plenty of seats. Everyone was able to be comfortable for the most part, except for me. I was not very comfortable because the seats were too close to each other, and my legs were splayed like this, and it was not fun. It was worse than sitting on the airplane. At least then, there was just a little bit more room for the seats, and I could lean my seat back a little to relax and just stretch out the slightest bit, which I did on both of my flights home. But yeah, after that, I reached the airport, and we were just, you know, we all just went our separate ways. On my way to my terminal, I found a group that was playing Cards Against Humanity, so I decided to join in, and shortly after that, a couple more people joined in, and it was great. Someone was actually close to winning, and the way the game ended was I was the card czar. I forget what the question card was, but the answer card was Nazis, and I actually picked that card. Here's the best part. The person who played the card, bright blue eyes, short blonde hair. So I just looked at him and I'm like, you Aryan bastard! And several of us got a good laugh out of that because you know, it's Cards Against Humanity. It's when you're just being a terrible person, and everyone knows that it's all in good fun, so it's great. After that, I went to my terminal. Eventually, I got on my first flight home, and I was able to give lots of attention to a dog that was being put through service dog training, and he was being taken to the place where he would be put through training by this nice couple, and that that trip was great. I just listened to music, paid attention to the pretty puppy. It was awesome. Between flights, I decided to try some of the food at the Dallas Fort Worth terminal. So I went to the ginger root. I don't know if it was fast food or if it was one of those short order places, but I decided to get the Tex-Mex. Unfortunately, I wasn't too impressed with the food. I didn't think the food was that great. It was a little spicy, so I guess it had something, but the shake wasn't that great either, and it was just, eh. But anyway, after that, it was the long plane trip home. About halfway through it, I realized, hey, there are so many empty seats and we're not landing. I'm just going to spread out. So I moved back 4 rows to where another guy was sitting. He also went to RTX, and like me, he also had a Switch, but his was in the bag, so he couldn't really do anything with it. We tried playing Mario Kart, but unfortunately, it just wasn't working on the plane with him being in one seat, me being in the other seat, and the Switch sitting on the tray table for the seat between us. It just was not working out. So I decided, no, I'm just going to put this up, and you know, I figured we'd be landing in about half hour or so, which we did. It was actually a little over a half an hour, but after that, oh, hey, Lion Forever, what's up? How's it going, dude? But anyway, after that, basically what happened was I landed, just waited for people to get off the plane ahead of me. Then, while I was waiting for that, I offered to get some of the stuff down for some of the other people who were around the same area I was in. And then eventually it was my turn. I went. I got in contact with my friend who apparently was already there. Um, so I let him know, hey, I'm at Terminal 5. And the terminal was running. I was looking for my bag, and I was like, not it, not it, not it, not it. And then he just sneaks up behind me, taps me on the shoulder, and goes, it. And it's just like, mm. I just turned around, and part of me was thinking, like, really, dude? That's what you're going for right now? But yeah, it was definitely interesting. After that, we collected my things. We stopped by, trying to remember what it was. I don't think it was Wendy's. I remember. It was McDonald's. We stopped by McDonald's real quick. He got some food for himself. I stuck with just a McFlurry because I was still feeling pretty full after the Tex-Mex and the onion rings. They called them O-strings, which, you know, I have to agree with the whole O-string comment, because those were not the onion rings that I'm used to. They're far and away not. They were just all floppy and bendy and but anyway, yeah, after that I was dropped at home and I basically just went straight to sleep. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this, I really didn't feel up to anything yesterday, so I just mostly relaxed. And I had my class today, which I got home from that, and then I eventually sat down, finally got to this. I'm sorry, again, I'm sorry I didn't get to this sooner. I know I should have, I just really wasn't feeling up to it. I guess RTX drained me more than I thought it did. At least that's the only thing I could think of. Plus, I was feeling like either my sinuses were being attacked due to airborne allergies, or that I was starting to come down with something because I was feeling a little under the weather. So I super didn't want to do anything at that point because I'm like, no, if I'm sick, I just want to relax and let this blow over. Hopefully it won't hit me all that hard. So, like, you know, it was a thing. But yeah, that's about it for the RTX wrap up. Uh, it's like I said, it was a thing. I'm just I'm already looking forward to next year. RTX 2017 downtown Austin. Let's go. And apparently it's going to be in August, which is the same month that my birthday's in. So that's kind of great. It's also going to be in the beginning of August, so I'll actually be able to do that and then still have my birthday be its own separate thing later in the month. So I'm definitely looking forward to next year. If I can manage to get $3,000 together before the VIP passes are all sold out, which, well, let's be honest, they'll all be sold out the same day that they're put out into the wild. Um, if I'm able to get $3,000 together by then, I will get a VIP pass and go to some of the VIP events. If not, well, I guess I'll just be stuck with the regular weekend pass, or what my friend Armin calls a peasant pass. Regular weekend pass works just fine for me. I mean, honestly, I wasn't really all that interested in the VIP stuff that I saw listed. I don't know, maybe there will be something I actually want to go to next year, but that aside, well, anyway, that's about it for this video. As always, if you enjoy watching my content, please be sure to like and leave a comment. Subscribe if you want more, and ring that bell if you want to be notified anytime I upload something new. Until next time, this is Torma Ximnus signing off, and I look forward to seeing you then. Stay frosty, my friends. Oh, wrong button. I keep forgetting that I don't have a hotkey for the stream button.